It seems as if trouble is brewing in Baltimore. Earlier this week, Mike Preston of the Baltimore Sun, sports columnist, released an article talking about maybe some tension between the Baltimore Ravens and star quarterback, two-time MVP Lamar Jackson. The media has run wild with it, with many people giving their opinion on whether the Ravens should trade Lamar Jackson, if a change of scenery is needed for him. Do you move on from Harbaugh? And so many more things. But Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharpe reacted to the news on Nightcap earlier, and I wanted to listen to them and then react to it on the other side. So let's do that.
Reportedly heating up between Lamar Jackson and the Ravens front office. In particular, Lamar's conditioning and his handful of injuries this season and a lengthy return from each of them. Baltimore columnist Mike Preston positioned the idea that the Ravens should look at every option with Lamar this offseason, adding that Lamar would love to play in Miami.
How would Mike Preston know that there are issues going on with Lamar in the front office? Anytime a reporter says something, anything he writes, anything he's saying is coming from in-house. This game that they're doing, leaking information to the media, they do this on purpose. This is the game they play. They do this all the time. The front office, the organization always leaks stuff like this just to get the fucking ball rolling.
They've got some tough decisions to make. This roster has gotten old. They've let it get old.
What side of the ball is old?
The defense has gotten old, but the offense doesn't have the playmakers. Likely going to be gone.
He can only do what's asked of him. You can't produce unless you have opportunity.
And Zay got more fumbles than touchdowns. That's not a good stat, Ocho. That's not.
So as you see them talking a little bit about the entire situation in Baltimore, and they mentioned it about potentially the Ravens growing frustrated with Lamar's injuries and how long they are taking for him to return to action. Earlier this year, the hamstring that they thought would keep him out just 3 games suddenly went further as he missed the Chicago Bears game, which they still won with backup Tyler Huntley. Now listen, when there are reports like this, Chad Ochocinco pointed it out, they are coming from somewhere. I don't think Mike Preston made all of this up. Is this 100% the truth? I'm not sure. Is it 1,000% a lie? I'm not sure. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. But the fact of the matter is, this has been an extremely disappointing season in Baltimore. You come in, you are expected to be the front runners for the Super Bowl. You are the odds-on favorite coming into week 1, and you have had nothing but a disappointing season. Lamar has been hurt for a chunk of the season. You are losing games that you usually do not lose. You go 3-6 at home, 0-4 on primetime. Things that have not happened to the Baltimore Ravens in quite some time. And it does not surprise me that maybe tensions are rising, because when winning fixes everything, Lamar misses a little bit of time. Lamar, is doing whatever. Maybe it slides by when you're winning games. John Harbaugh, people are complaining about the way that he game plans, that, okay, Derrick Henry not touching the ball, or being on the field after they score to go up 11 with 12 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. These things have happened, but when you're in an extremely disappointing season, they get amplified. What I do agree with is something's going to happen. Personally, I do not think Lamar Jackson is going to be traded from Baltimore. I do not think the team moves on from him. John Harbaugh, on the other hand, I think it's time for a new message. I think it is clear things are not clicking in Baltimore, and if you are going to choose between John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson on who you are going forward with, this is a no-brainer to me. One is a 2-time National Football League MVP. I know John Harbaugh won a Super Bowl back in 2012, 13 years ago, but that was 13 years ago. Saw a comment the other day that really made sense. It's not saying John Harbaugh is a bad coach. John Harbaugh is a good coach. The message, sometimes the message doesn't feel the same. It doesn't hit the same. You need a new message, a new messenger. And I think it is just time that the Ravens and John Harbaugh part ways. They also talked about, hey, you're wasting This team is getting old. And then they reference the defense. I agree with them. This Super Bowl window is closing. This is no longer 22, 23, heck, 2019, when you felt like you had the next 7, 8, 9, 10 years to win a Super Bowl. Going into next year, it's going to be the 2026 season. That's 7 years from that 2019 where you first burst onto the scene, Lamar Jackson, unanimous MVP. You felt like the whole world was in front of them. It was destined that they'd get at least one ring with Harbaugh and Lamar. So I do not disagree that I think tensions are high. I think things are not great inside the Ravens facility. And as Ocho said, I think that's why reports are getting out. These reports do not come out of nowhere. Now, I know people will point to, hey, Mike Preston wrote almost a verbatim thing about Ray Lewis. I believe it's like in 2006, 2007. Am I saying Mike Preston's nailing it and he's 1,000%? He's going to do, and he's always right? Absolutely not. But I don't think this story is made up. Maybe there are some non-truths to it. Maybe there's some exaggerations as well. But it wouldn't surprise me if there's tension. This has been one of, if not the most disappointing seasons the Baltimore Ravens have had in a decade plus. So when you put all that together, it's going to lead to some tension. There is going to be some disagreement. Oh, we thought Lamar should have been back earlier. Well, Lamar's going to rehab and do whatever until he's 1,000% healthy. He doesn't want to risk it. I think if they were winning ball games, this would be a non-issue. We saw earlier the whole ping pong table fiasco. Someone moved the ping pong tables out. No, it was Lamar. Oh, no, never mind. It was Lamar. It just feels like it has been a weird season, and it's all culminating into this weird situation where tension's high. No one knows what's going on inside the Ravens facility, but everyone kind of feels like it is not good. So we will see what happens over the next few weeks. The Ravens have 2 games left in their season. There is still a chance they make the playoffs and it extends. They will need Tyler Huntley to beat the now official Malik Willis-led Packers this Saturday. Then on Sunday, they would need Shedeur Sanders to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers to create a Week 18 winner gets the division game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a long shot, but the Ravens technically are still alive, and there will be no decision while the season is still unfolding. So a lot to look forward to, a lot to very honestly to be intrigued about in this Ravens realm. This, what is going on around Baltimore? Do they go with a younger coach? Do they move on from Lamar? Do they ask for a haul? Are they looking for 3-4 first-round picks for Lamar Jackson? Personally, like I said, I don't think they move on from Lamar. I would be shocked if they did. I think they would ultimately, if they decide to choose between the two, you got to choose Lamar over John Harbaugh and go from there. You cannot get rid of multi-time MVPs just because they're disagreeing or maybe there's a little tension there. You got to figure it out. So we'll see how it all unfolds. But if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. A little different today. It's just me. I'm not Ryan Ripken, but Ryan Ripken Show live weekdays, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Join the channel members for exclusive content. And everyone have a great stinking rest of your holiday. And we will see you on Monday for another edition of the Ryan Ripken Show.